Hello, welcome to another video of Code Snippet, and in this video we are going to look into how we can do centralized secret management for microservices by using Infisical. It is very easy to manage your secrets, certificates and privileged access across your microservices, across your multiple environments by using Infisical. So let's get started without wasting any time. This is going to be a fun video, so sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Alright, so let's quickly jump into the agenda of this particular video. So centralized secret management for microservices using Infisical. So this video is sponsored by Infisical and this is basically the agenda that we are going to follow. So first we will look into the problem that we face while managing secrets inside our microservices. And once we understand the problem, we will look into centralized secret management for our microservices by using Infisical. So let's get started with the problem. So let me go to Canvas over here, and here if you see, let's consider that we have two microservices. First service, let's say we have a node service. After that, let's say we have a notification service. So it is basically another microservice which is used to send the notifications. Now let's say some user will try to save some nodes by using node service. And once this service saves that particular node, it will call notification service in order to send the notification. It may be some alerts or emails or messages that we want to send to customers, right? Based on these particular nodes. So this is basically the simple use case. Now once this particular user tried to save some nodes by using node service, there may be a database in which your node service is saving those nodes. So your node service is basically connecting to a database in order to save the nodes. Now node service needs to connect to this particular database, and in order to make this connection, node service will need to save the database credentials. So database credentials comes into picture. After that, once the nodes are saved inside this database, node service will make an API call to notification service. And this particular API call needs a API key. Because without this API key, notification service will not accept this particular request and it will just reject it. So what we need to do, this database credentials, this API key, all these credentials, all these secrets needs to be stored inside node service. So what we need to do, we need to have a configuration files. We need to have a application YAML or application.properties file inside our Spring Boot application. Now, if we jump into the code example of this particular use case that we have seen, so let me jump to IntelliJ over here, and here you will see I have two applications. So here if you see we have node service, and here if you see we have notification service, the same services that we have seen over here. And here if you see we have node controller inside node service where we have simple API to create node, and it will just go ahead and connect to database and save it inside a database. After that, once a node is created, we are making a API call to notification service to this particular notification URL. Along with that, we are sending this API key. And now this API key is basically present inside our application.properties. Now here if you see we have multiple configuration. So this is basically the data source connection. We have this DB URL, we have this DB username, we have this database password. After that, if I scroll down over here, then you will see that we have notification service URL and notification API key. This is basically the API key I was talking about. And these are basically the DB credentials that I was talking about over here. So now where we are storing these credentials and these API key, we are storing it inside application.yaml. And when it comes to different environments, now consider that we are going to deploy this particular application inside dev stage production environment. So you will have environment specific application properties as well. For example, you will have application-dev. After that, you will have another file for application-stage for stage environment. After that, you will have configuration file for production environment as well. Each file will have different API keys and different DB credentials because they will be different for each environment. Now here we only have a couple of secrets. One is DB credential, one is API key. So if you look at this configuration, it looks pretty simple. But consider now you have multiple secrets and you have multiple environment, and each environment you have different secrets. After that, you have multiple microservices. Now it is only one microservice, so managing it is easy basically. But let's say you have hundreds of microservices. Then you cannot just keep the values over here. You cannot just keep these values by default inside your application.properties. When it comes to real production, you will have a lot of microservices, a lot of configuration to manage, and that is the point when it actually becomes difficult to manage your secrets across multiple environments, across multiple microservices. Also, similar scenario will come into notification service because all these application properties will be present inside notification service as well. So if I go back over here and move to notification service, then you will see we have this application YAML, we have application dev YAML, we have prod YAML, we have stage YAML. So everything we have over here. So we have this particular expected API key over here, which will be validated when our node service will call our notification service. So again, similar configuration will be present inside this particular service as well. Now in my local, in this demo, we only have 2 services, but in production, you will have multiple services, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. And managing all these secrets will be very difficult when it comes to a lot of services. So that is when a centralized secret management should come into picture, which will ease managing secret for you. So in order to solve this problem of centralized secret management inside your microservices, we can make use of Infisical and manage your secrets effectively. So Infisical is an open source platform that helps engineering teams centrally manage secrets, certificates, and privileged access. Now, before we move inside Infisical, let's quickly run those applications. So this particular microservices, we will quickly start inside local and we'll see what is happening. What I will do, I will first start node service. So there we go. Node service is basically starting. It is up and running. After that, let's start notification service as well. So if you see over here, it has been again started. Now what I will do, I will try to save a simple note. So I will use this particular API in order to save note. So let me just open my Postman real quick. So I will just save this particular first note. My first note is a title and content is basically learning Infisical. So what I will do, I will just send it and you will see that note is saved with ID 1. Now here you will actually see the Hibernate command, which is basically saving a note. And if I move to notification service, you will see a notification sent successfully because node service is calling notification service and it is using our secrets. So if I go inside YAML, it is using this secret in order to send the notification. Now if I try to modify this API key and try to pass some wrong API key and restart this particular application and try to send the same request again, let's see what happens. If I send it, you will see that we are getting error over here, and the error is basically, let's see what is the error. The error is basically HTTP server error exception because our secret is basically wrong. So you cannot just pass the wrong secret over here. It should be a right secret. What we'll do, we'll just modify that and we will just again start the application. So that is basically how our functionality works. Now what we will do setup and move all these secrets to Infisical. We should not really store the secrets over here. It is not safe to store your secrets inside your code. If someone gets the access to your code base, your secrets are basically leaked. So it is not suitable to store over here. And the configuration also you can move to Infisical as well. Now what we can do, let's try to set up Infisical. So let me just go over here and I will just load infisical.com. So this is basically Infisical, the modern security platform for developers and agents. Now if I scroll down over here, you can do secret management, you can do certificate management, you can do privileged access management as well. Everyone has secrets. We secure over 500 million every day. So Infisical is basically open source and widely used. Organizations like Hugging Face are using this. After that, integration with different tools like GitHub, AWS, Kubernetes is very easy when it comes to making use of Infisical. So you can just go ahead and do that. Now what we will do, we will just go back over here and say getting started. So let it load. So you'll need to log in by using Google first. So it is basically logging in and you will get a UI like this. Now once you land on this UI, what we can do, we can just go ahead and add a new project. I will just give a name as Infisical demo. I'm going to use it for secret management. And what I will do, I will just go ahead and create the project. Now once the project is created, we can just go ahead and add secrets over here. So what we can do, let me add few secret. So I will just say add a new secret. I will give a key. So first let me add our DB URL over here. So I will just add this DB URL. I will give this particular value. So what we will do, we will move all the configuration to Infisical. So I will just add this value. I will say create secret. After that, I will add another secret. I will add this username. So let me move this username over here. So I've added username as well. After that, I will add another secret, which is basically DB password. I will copy this password and put it over here and just save this. After that, I will just go here. I will copy this notification service URL. I will add this particular secret as well. And I will move this URL there as well. I'll say create secret. And at the end, we will add this API key over here as well. So I will just configure this API key, add a secret over here and say create secret. So all the secrets are basically moved over here. And if you see over here, we have multiple environments. So we have development environment, staging environment, production environment. So depending on your environment, you can set up different secrets over here. So now we have these secrets for development environment, and you can simply go ahead and look at your secrets over here. It is pretty simple stuff. So now our secrets are basically configured. Now let me go back, and what I will do, I will just remove secrets. So default values from here, I will just remove. So now we don't really have any default values. And what I will do, if I start the application right now, let's see what happens. So our application just broke because we don't have all the values present over here, right? So these values are not being injected because we are not connected to Infisical yet, and we are not able to fetch the values. So application is not getting any value. So it is crashing. So now if I go back, now what do we want to do? We want to connect this Infisical to our microservice. How we can do that? There are multiple ways. So here if you see, it says inject your secrets using Infisical CLI, Infisical API or Infisical SDK. Now if I go inside CLI, let's see what we have. Now here if you see, you can just go ahead and simply install Infisical inside your machine. So if you have Mac OS, you can use this, or if you have any other OS, you can just follow the respective instructions and you will be able to install it. So what I will do, I'll just go ahead and install it. So I'm using Mac over here. So I will just say brew install. I've copied this particular command and I will just go ahead and install it. So here if you see, Infisical is basically installed inside my local. So now let's go back over here and let's go to this particular page. So we have completed the installation part. Now how we can quick start? Let's go to quick start over here. And first of all, what we need to do? We need to do Infisical login. So I will just go ahead and try to log in over here. Now once you hit Infisical login, you will see options like this. So you will have 3 options to choose from depending on your region. So I will just go ahead and select the first one. And if you see over here, a browser window just opened which authenticated me. So there is basically a browser window which will open, which will basically authenticate you, and you will be able to log in. So you will see that it is basically logged in successfully because I was already logged in inside this particular browser. So I was successfully logged in automatically. Now once you log in, you just need to go to your project directory. So if you see over here, I'm already at my project directory, and you need to hit Infisical init. And here if you see Infisical init command, create a .infisical.json file, and it contains local project settings. It will create it at the same location where you are going to hit this particular command. Also, it does not contain any sensitive data. You can just go ahead and commit it to your Git repository as well. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and hit this particular command. Let's see what happens. And here you need to specify which organization you are working on. So here if you see, I've created an organization which is basically code snippet over here, right? And inside which we have Infisical demo project. And what I will do, I'll just go ahead and select this one because I only have one organization. After that, I have 2 projects, so I'm going to select Infisical demo. So that's it. Now we have successfully initiated Infisical inside our local. After that, what we need to do, we just need to say Infisical run before running your application. So you will have a command, right? So for example, if you're running Spring Boot application, you will just use a maven run, right? So usually what we do, we just say maven and we say spring -boot and we say run, which will just run our application. But in order to run it by using Infisical, what we need to do, we can just say Infisical run before that and say -. And after that, we will give our run command. So if it is Spring Boot application, we will give this command to run by using maven. If it is a Node application, we say npm. It depends on what application you have. Now what I will do, I'll just say enter. Now here if you see, first of all, what did we get? We got injecting 5 Infisical secrets into your application process. That means here if you see, we had 5 secrets right over here. So all these secrets are being injected over here, and at the end you will see that the application is basically started. even when inside our application YAML we don't have any secrets, we don't have these secrets. By using this, when we started our application directly, it failed because we did not have these secrets. But now the application is running and all these secrets are being injected because we are able to connect to Infisical and get those secrets. Now what I will do, I'll just go ahead and try to hit this API again. Now you will see that the API just worked fine. You will see that the data is basically inserted. You will also see that the notification has been sent successfully to notification service. And we can also connect to this particular database. H2 database, basically this is basically H2 console that we are looking into, and in order to connect we need a database password, right? So what I will do, just copy this password and put it over here, and let's try to connect. So we have connected successfully. So here I will just say select star from note, because this is basically a table inside this database, and you will see that our note is basically added. So our application is running just fine, and it is pulling the data from Infisical. It is basically pretty simple stuff. Now how clean your configuration is. It is basically pretty clean configuration, right? Because there are no secrets over here. You don't really have to manage it. You can just go to this centralized dashboard, look at all your secret at once. You can reveal the values and look at all your secrets. After that, you can manage all your other environments as well. You can have secrets for other environments. After that, initially when you are setting up, you have option to upload secrets as well. You can just go ahead and simply upload it by using one click. You can download it from your other secret managers and upload it over here. You can rotate your secrets easily as well. Pretty simple stuff. You can just go ahead and rotate your secrets. After that, you have option of access control. You can just go ahead and add other users from here and decide what access they are going to have to this particular project. So access management, privilege access management is again very easy. So that is how you can simply make use of Infisical to centrally manage all your secrets. So go ahead and check out infisical.com. You will find the link in description. So now if I go back, we have seen this problem and we have had a quick demo of Infisical as well. So that is basically it for this particular video. If you like the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Code Snippet. Go ahead and check out infisical.com. You will find the link in description. Share this video with your friends so that they also know how to centrally manage secrets by using Infisical. That's it for this video. See you in the next video.